back with more Buffy. This is episode 16 of season 6. Very excited to carry on with the season, see what's going to happen next. Because we've had a bit of Angel recently. It's only been 2 weeks since the last Buffy, so it hasn't been that long, but we did have like 4 Angels. So time to dive back into this season, and I'm very excited to see where they're going to take the story next. Last episode was really good. I really enjoyed it with Riley coming back. We've got a lot of closure on that kind of whole thing with him and Buffy. His wife is the best human alive, potentially. I loved Sam. And Buffy also ended things with Spike, so we'll see if that sticks. So yeah, I'm very, very intrigued to see where the story's going to go next. You know, are the nerds going to come into play again? Are we going to see like loads of escalation now as we're getting into like, the final little bit of the season? I don't know, and that's always very exciting. So let's get into the next one.
God, Buffy, look at its arms. I know, but it's my duty. I'm Buffy the bridesmaid. No.
They are dressed like Brussels sprouts.
Totally unfair. Did you see how much they drank? Kinda. Mr. Harris threw up in my purse.
Oh.
This is the happiest day of my whole life.
I don't think the storm bodes well.
What you really want is Velcro.
I want you to do up your dressing gown.
Now nothing on earth can stop this wedding now.
Oh boy, don't say that. Oh, hello. Her wearing his jacket and everything's kind of adorable.
Happy. Happy for you.
Oh.
Makes me happy for me. Keep still. Okay, blah blah blah, misogynistic. If you let me, I'll take care of your heart too. I'll protect it and tend to it like a little stray. I get to be with my best friend forever.
See, if an episode ends with a wedding, I have a bit more hope for it.
This would be my date for tonight. I used to stuff things. I still do, but only for fun.
Oh, Jesus. I invite him.
I'm She's with me. My date for the wedding.
Yeah. Okay, well, nice meeting you.
Oh dear.
Till death do us part. That's what cracks me up. Hit me again, barkeep.
I'll hit you if you like. What's up with the creepy old man? Who's the creepy old man? Is it future Xander?
Well, let's see.
Plot twist.
Shoes?
I'm Xander Harris. And you.
He actually is? Oh shit, I was joking. Oh fuck, I feel a bit undermined.
What would I do without you, beautiful? Well, for starters, I probably wouldn't need to drink so much, would I? On the brighter side,
The
marriage is
dick.
probably nice chassis. What's under the hood?
You know, I could use a strong cup of coffee. Hey, let's get you one too. What do you say?
Poison it.
Look at it. You'll see what I've seen.
Wouldn't that be weird for him to like come back to this though and see like his mum and dad? Because they're probably dead by that point in his life.
Anya!
Get the hell away from me! Dad, just teasing me! Sarah's a weirdo. Sarah's a weirdo.
Buffy needed me. I had to help.
Well, it didn't save her, did it? All it did was ruin our lives.
Oh fuck.
You've had too much wine.
I like that he hasn't aged.
You should talk to your daughter.
Oh, I hate you guys. And I know that you're not my real dad, and I hate you. I hate you both. I wish you'd die. You wouldn't come near me after Buffy.
Don't bring her into this.
Fine, forget her. Maybe you were just born to be a bitter, angry old man.
Oh god.
No.
Is this even real? Is it just like twisted? I don't know.
I would have had to hate myself for the last 30 years.
You hurt her less today than you will later. Believe me.
Oh my god.
Sometimes two people.
Yeah, but he was like scared anyway. Oh god. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh god.
She seems like a
Surprised they even invited Spike, to be honest.
Is it working?
A little. It doesn't change anything. Yeah, it hurts.
I'm sorry. Oh, good.
Oh boy.
You want us to go?
No. No, I...
See, moments like these, I like them, but...
God, this is hard.
Yeah.
That was often the problem with those two.
It's nice to watch you be happy. For them, even. You glow.
That's because the dress is radioactive.
Oh, see, this is... it's adorable. I think that's their curse. They're better for each other when they're not together.
It's a good thing I realized I was gay, otherwise, hey, you, me, and four more.
Oh, don't remind me. They've all been through so much. I want it to end well.
I'm not sure you should say sex poodle in your vows. He's gone. Xander disappeared.
Life is pain.
He's half minister, half doctor. He's a minotaur. Not, of course, to be confused with a minotaur, because he's all, you know, man, this doctor, minister, man. No bull parts whatsoever. Uh-huh.
Just bullshit.
It's just, before I knew you, I was like a completely different person. Not even a person, really. I had seen what love could do to people, and it was hurt.
Oh god. Everyone hooks up at weddings.
I guess they're all messed up.
Yeah, everybody's pretty lame.
Oh. Dawn's chatting up Mr. Tumnus. The shreds. Oh, excellent. Oh, damn.
But the groom, he took off and no one can find him. What? Sandra's gone?
Oh no. Oh, God. You're all trash, all of you. Trash, everywhere. Not you, Tara. You are wonderful. And not Buffy either. And not you, Willow. Now you listen here, mister. If that's not actually Xander.
I didn't do anything.
Oh, really? What about this?
Heh.
Remember Chicago? Southside.
Oh, it's not Xander, is it? You son of a bitch, you're trash.
Stuart Bird.
I forgot.
Well, I didn't.
Oh.
Visions of what?
Your future. Or his nightmare vision of your future.
That's awful. You...
That's it, that's all you did.
Yeah. It was easy.
Well, I knew.
Come any closer and I'll kill her.
Yes! Oh, wow.
It's dead.
Yep.
Oh my god. You people are idiots.
This wedding will go on, so get back in your seats.
They should have eloped.
I'm not ready. I can't, hon. I'm sorry.
But it wasn't real. What he showed you, it wasn't real.
I know it wasn't real. But it
Could be, yeah. Fuck.
I had these thoughts and fears before this.
He wouldn't want to be his dad like his dad is. He doesn't want that. Ah, see, you are shit
Can't
parents.
start over.
Oh God. Turn into Love is Blind.
God, it just hurts my heart to think of her. I know. The whole thing hurts my heart.
Same.
They were supposed to be my light at the end of the tunnel. Guess they weren't trained.
Checkout's at 11.
Oh man. Don't become a vengeance demon again.
I'm tired of crying.
Mood.
It's time you got back to what you do best.
No.
Don't you think?
No. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, that was so sad. Okay, that was a great episode. Very painful. God, it sucks. We can't have one couple be happy, can we? We can't have anything. Why do we watch these shows? They're so sad and horrible and you could always depend on Xander and Anya to be, you know, together and okay. Oh, I was kind of like, oh yeah, a wedding episode. We're gonna get focused on them as a couple. And then I was like, oh wait a minute, that means they're gonna destroy them. Oh God, I got played by this episode. When I like jokingly guessed it was Alexander from the future, and then clearly I guess that's what they thought people would expect it to be and guess it would be. So when that was like the reveal, I was like, oh my God, and then he got the future, and I was like, is that real? Is that not? And then he was just like this wronged demon who Anya had punished way back when. And again, you know, he probably did something bad and potentially deserved it, or he could have done something that didn't really deserve it, but he got turned into that like creature and tortured or whatever. So you can't even necessarily blame him for wanting revenge for Anya and everything. But again, it's like a Holtz and Angel situation, really. You know, on Angel, Holtz is trying to punish Angel for being Angelus. Should he really do that? But he was still wronged. And in this one, Anya is being punished for being Anyanka, the vengeance demon. But at the same time, you know, we don't know exactly what this guy did. Did he deserve it? Or, did he deserve exactly what he got? You know, maybe it's a punishment far worse than the crime. Even then, it's not like he's just a cutthroat, I'm a villain, I want to ruin your wedding day to get revenge on you, because he was wronged too, in a way. We don't know for sure if it was justified or not. It's just, very complicated situation, but I did like the kind of twists and turns this episode was throwing at you. The visions of the future, I really liked that Xander like looking the same age. It was just like him being placed into the visions. That maybe could have even been a hint that it wasn't like real and they were like all falsified, because I don't know, they couldn't make Xander look properly older or something because it's fake. I don't know, maybe that was a hint that I should have picked up on. But just seeing Anya get older and stuff like that, and it reminded me of in when they sing I'll Never Tell Them What's More Feeling, you know, when I look when I've gotten old, and it's all about their future and the nerves there, and all the seeds were planted there. So you know they were both kind of nervous, and they had their chat before. Xander was scared of the wedding day but not the marriage, and it got to him. And they've planted a lot of seeds of doubt there throughout the season, and we know the main relationship he's got to witness growing up was his parents, and that's not ideal. His dad in particular is a dickhead. What an awful, awful man. And honestly, it's a miracle that Xander's grown up to be as decent and as good as he is, for the most part, with parents and a family like that. Because, oh my God, what a horrible family to have to grow up with and put up with. And, which side of the family would you rather be part of? You know, it's crazy. But man, what an awful situation. I get Xander doesn't want that the visions that he was showing, if they were fake. He doesn't want that to be the case because he never want to hurt Anya. But do you take the chance? Do you not? He's always had this fear, I think, of becoming a lot like his parents, a lot like his dad. And I don't think he wanted to risk that, so he was like, no, I'm not ready for this. That's going to be painful going forward, especially if Anya becomes a vengeance demon again, which I think she might do in the moment there. So that's quite the ending thing as well. But oh my goodness, what a mess. I'm excited to see the rest of this, to see exactly how they're going to explore it. Is there a way back for them? Can they work back from this? I don't know. I'd love the show to end with like them having another go at a wedding, and then, you know, they actually go through with it and everything. But also that could be like it, and that would be awful. I just felt so bad for Anya walking down the aisle at the end, and turns out I really don't like it when Anya cries. We don't get it all that often, because she's often like the comic relief, but man, she was really getting to me when she was crying, and obviously the main example of her crying was in the body, and that fucking wrecked me, so should have known. But oh my goodness. And the fact that she didn't even argue back against this demon guy when she realised that he was someone she'd punished. She wouldn't say, oh, you shouldn't have done this, blah blah blah, because she knows like some of the things she did, and she'd forgotten about him as well, so I think that really got to her as well, the fact that she'd forgotten what she did. And that's just another truth hitting home of exactly the person she used to be and everything, and how that tied into what her vows were about. She didn't really believe in love and know much about love until Xander, and it's all been ruined, and I should have known. This is painful. But I am excited to see where they go with this. Also nervous because I think there's going to be more pain and tears to come. Man. I really did also like that final little scene with Buffy, Dawn and Willow. Where they were kind of talking about hoping they're both okay. It's really good of Willow, I think, to say, oh, my heart was breaking thinking of Anya. You know, she was kind of talking about Anya first in that situation. How far those two have come in their friendship, if she can say stuff like that now. And that she can't hate Xander. And I don't think he necessarily should. Because I know it's an awful, awful situation and an awful thing he's kind of put Anya through there. That's mortifying. But, you know, I'll be fucking terrified on my wedding day if that day ever comes. And I do kind of get it. And they've definitely built up to it. And I understand his reasonings, but it doesn't make it any less painful and any less awful for Anya to have to go through that. But he's going through that too, because he probably would have gone through with it if that bloody demon guy hadn't pretended to be him and shown the visions and everything. He just kind of really hammered home, and he germinated the seed that was already planted in Xander. He already had that fear. We've known he's had that fear for a long time. And oh man, just a mess. It's a hot mess. And we'll see what happens with it, but I feel so awful for both of them. It's just, as soon as that guy turned up and showed down the divisions, just the inevitability of what was going to happen, that was painful, because we still had like a good chunk of the episode left, but you kind of just knew this wasn't going to go the way we'd want it to. And they give you a bit of hope as Xander leaves and then comes back, just to leave again. So I think that does show how much he does genuinely love her, the fact that when he did leave the first time, he did come back. And I think he wanted to had made a decision, I think, to not go through with it, but he did want to tell her and make that decision with her present and kind of try to explain as best he could. But, the trouble is, Xander used to be a vengeance demon, so now she might go after Xander, and that's going to be awful. And they're going to have to, like, stop Anya from, like, hurting Xander or something. Is she going to be, like, a villain now? Because that would be painful. I'd hate that. But you also can't exactly blame her. But, I can really see both sides of this, and it's just the tragedy of it all. I think the true villains are Xander's shitty parents, Anya's like friends and colleagues and everything, and Xander's extended family that just can't be fucking civil. I mean, I think it was a bit ridiculous for them to like believe the whole circus thing. I get it was kind of played off as a joke, and it was a bit like, but I do think that was a bit pushing it, to be honest. But God, in particular, Xander's dad is just a piece of trash. But you know, they couldn't even hold it together for like one ceremony. They had to like burst into a proper fist fight and everything, and it just shows like the toxic people around you can really rub off on you, even if you really want to get married or have all this hope. And we had some really lovely scenes in the start. Buffy like tying up Xander's tie and then kind of saying how happy she was for them, and they had a nice little moment. It was like, oh my God, look how far they've come from those two in season 1. And it did just remind me, because I'm going to be a groomsman at my school friend's wedding later this year. So I'm going to be in exactly the same situation as like Buffy and Willow were in this episode. I don't think it's going to go down quite the way it went down here. But I was like really enjoying those scenes. I was like, oh, this is really nice and wholesome. This is what it's going to be like for me when I like give my speech and stuff. And the Willow and Xander scene where they have like a little joke about them in formal wear, saying how much they love each other and everything and how proud they are. It's just really setting you up for the gut punch of the rest of the episode. And it's just the inevitability that the episode was kind of really playing into. It's just, horrendous. Because you have all these moments where you're like, just change your mind, you could just do it. It feels like, you know, when you say, if I watch this episode again, maybe it'll play out differently this time. You know, when you kind of have that, you still hope, you know what's going to happen, but you still have that hope it's going to be slightly changed. And that's the feeling I kind of get with this one. If I like rewatch it, I'm like, maybe this time they'll go through with it, maybe this time it'll be okay. But that's not life. People's thoughts do dwell on you. Toxic people around you can be horrendous. And they have kind of planted the seeds for this, but it doesn't make it any less painful to actually watch. And oh my goodness, just painful. I also liked Willow and Tara having a bit of like light-heartedness between them. Things are clearly getting a lot better with them. So that's kind of good to get a bit of progress with those two. They had some wholesome moments in this one, them laughing at like Anya's vows and everything. And I really liked Spike in this episode. The fact that he tried to make Buffy jealous with the date, and they're little like joking. Afterwards when Spike decided to go, and he was like, wish them my best, and they're on like really nice, happy, wholesome terms, and it sucks that they can't be like that when they're together, because it turns into a completely different thing when they are actually like intimate and together. So I actually love the idea of them when they're not a thing, which is again the tragedy of it. And this episode has a lot of that running for it, but they just have some really nice chemistry in that little bit where they were joking about her dress being like radioactive and stuff. They are capable of that. It just spurned and started from Buffy in particular being in a very bad place, and that just escalated, and Spike's true nature being like a soulless vampire really didn't help the situation. But oh man, it would have been interesting for him to like stick around and see how he kind of reacted to the whole thing at the end there, if he got involved in the fight or anything. I imagine he would have done. But he probably would have just beaten up all like the demon people, even if he wasn't like not necessarily against them, because they're the only people he could have hurt. But man, I did really enjoy Spike's presence in this one. I thought, again, some nice wholesome moments to split up all the heartbreak and sadness. But yeah, like Anya's vows and everything, they're just so beautiful, and it's just a sad fact of life sometimes, isn't it? And it's a horrendous thing that they have to go through, and how do they deal with this now? I'm really intrigued to see what might happen, you know. Could Anya like become a vengeance demon and then go to the nerds or something and be like, look, Xander wronged me, let's like wreck them or something? I don't know. That would be painful. I don't really want Anya to be a villain again. I don't want her to fall back into that role. So it's like, but you can't even blame her entirely. It's a very kind of complicated thing. I'm interested in finding out what people's views are on what Xander's done. The fact that he was like very much manipulated by this demon guy, but at the same time, he was only manipulated by thoughts that are already within him. You know, the insults that really hurt the most whenever people like throw them at you is stuff you already feel about yourself and stuff you're already insecure about. And that was very much the case with Xander here, because he's often showed a lot of insecurity. And, you know, one of the sore points is his parents and their drunken fights at Christmas and his drunken family. He's so desperate to not be like them and become them, someone that like He doesn't want to become someone like his dad, who is clearly so ashamed of and disgusted by, even if that means not getting married and like potentially wrecking this relationship you have irreparably. It's just horrendous and awful and sad. So yeah, we'll see where they go with all of that. But my goodness, a really, really great episode. I really enjoyed it. I thought the pacing of it was very well done. I loved all the twists they were kind of throwing through it. Spike's presence was great. We had some really nice, funny moments with like the wacky family and all like the circus people. All of Anya's friends there. I like the interactions between all of them that they had going on. It did feel like very real, like a wedding ceremony, kind of wedding day. When they have these people that don't interact much, kind of getting to know each other. A couple of people flirting, a couple of people like being very inappropriate. Like Xander's uncle, I think it was. Particularly Xander's father. And yeah, we had some nice wholesome stuff with Willow and Tara, and then Xander and Buffy and Willow as well. But it was just, they really played into the inevitability of things, I think, very well with this one. And it was very painful and very sad. So yeah, we'll see where they take this next, but I don't think it's going to be pretty, at least not for a while. I hope Xander and Anya can kind of work through it and find a way through it, because I do like them together. It's kind of a shame that the one time they really put their relationship in the spotlight was this one, in this way. Because they have kind of been background, I think, a lot of this season so far. But oh dear, oh goodness. Goodness gracious me. Just sad. And Xander's family are trash. That's what I take away from it, and I just feel so awful for both of them. This is going to spiral, and I'm going to be pained, and I'll probably enjoy it, because I enjoy the pain, I guess. But yeah, fantastic episode. I really did enjoy this one. And I'm excited and scared to see where they go with it next. Yeah, I did also like how concise it kind of felt, which only really there's one storyline going on. And alongside that, we kind of had some more like characterish kind of moments with like Buffy and Spike, Willow and Tara. So yeah, really, really good stuff, but painful nonetheless. And a great, great episode. I really like this one. So awful for Xander and Anya, but hopefully they can work through it, please. We'll see. But yeah, that is this episode. Good stuff, painful stuff, but good. And that's what I want to focus on instead of all the tears and sadness. And yeah, my next reaction will be to the next episode of Buffy. So episode 17. We're getting quite close to the end of the season. And then one season left. Terrifying. But yeah, there we have it. I'm going to go cry now, because I just wanted them to work it out. And yeah, until my next reaction, thanks for watching.